a fresh view of the 6th month, which stepping into the halfway mark of the year is sometimes exciting and somewhat daunting, because we realize how fast the time has gone, and we're already saying, I'll see you in July if you're seeing clients, and that seems even more scary. But June has a wonderful flavor. It has the energy of 11, which supports us. And June in itself is representing a highly inspired and energetic energy globally. Obviously, there's always positives, negatives, and destructives, which have a role play in every type of energetic pattern. But for June, pay attention to the fact that the message is take up your wand and go for it. Already life has felt exceptionally busy. Once we came out of February, March, April, May, we've gained a certain amount of pace, which has been somewhat tiring. And if you think you're tired now, please take short gaps to rest, because you're going to get very busy, because the universe's opportunities are coming at you one after the other. They're not always pleasant, because we are in a 2021 configuration of chaos. It's the 5, the global year 5 still holds the foundational pattern of change, constant change. We also have entered a short period of Mercury retrograde, where conversations, communications, and forgetfulness is part of the element of what you may experience. Don't live by it, just be aware of it. When I entered into my exploration into June, I tend to feel my way into the month before I start putting words down onto paper, because I think that once I start writing, the message comes through quite strongly. The message that came through in the first stage of my channel was from a point of stillness and containment, and the busyness of that container. Don't lose the meditation practice or the stillness practice or the awareness of containing your physical energy and balancing your physical energy. Rather, now that the gates are opening into big opportunities or launching yourself into a new project, which is a big theme for anyone who has either their own business or even in a position where you're working, you may find you are launched into a new project or given something new to take on, which will then bring you new experiences. Take those meditations and stillnesses and patches of awareness with you. Don't lose your awareness in this state of chaos and madness, and take the opportunities you have to be a profound observer of what is being done around you that teaches you, that gives you experience, because the foundational numbers of this 11 rest on the 4 and the 7. Just a bit of background again, the 4 is always the taskmaster. It plans, it organizes, and it structures, and it gets to work. So the leading energy of this inspired energy month of June is keep going, get to work at the new thing you're doing. Some of you may have already experienced a change in premises or a sudden decision to make changes to a current environment, move an office, move a position, take on a new project. And there seems to be fire in the belly. The body and the energy system is vibrating with this new pace. Fuel that energy by eating really healthy food, vibrant color food for both brain and body. The pace at which you move will feel a lot faster if it hasn't already been feeling fast. So we have to kind of learn to contain ourselves a little bit and not lose our foundation, because the 4 speaks about the foundation. Then the 7 sits in the middle and it says, but now I'm challenging you to use all that you have gained, I would say even into the last year, because July last year was a 4711 energy, and we've hit June to match that 4711 energy again. And it really says to us, we are not coming in from a point of failure. There hasn't been a waste of time. As one of my clients said to me, I feel like I haven't achieved anything in the last 6 months. I feel like I'm a failure. And it is not so. The wisdom of what you have learned is there in the fact that you have gained more experiences and absorbed them into your cellular network. And this is part of the embodiment, the nature of the embodiment of what we experienced last month. We were absorbing into our container the experiences so that we could come forward and launch ourselves using those experiences into whatever new project or new highly inspired idea comes to mind. And a lot of the time it's going to be with one or other, two or three other people. It's not going to be you sitting on your own in your office alone, as you may have experienced before, because a lot of the energy now is more about we are taking our power back. We want to get things going. We really want to feel inspired and motivated again. A lot of people are on half salaries, are stuck in poverty, are stuck in detrimental circumstances. And as a nation, as a global collective, we want to keep raising those frequencies. So if you're here today and you're hearing this message, it behoves us to actually take this energy of inspiration and really move with it. As a result of my inquiries today, I drew a card from the tarot deck and the standard tarot deck, Rider-Waite tarot deck, and the card is the Ace of Wands. And this speaks to us again of an amplified type of energy within us to begin a new project, to take on something new, and the opportunity to use both your inner power and your creativity, harnessing this power within you to actually work with others and bring new things into fruition. It's not just the ideas phase anymore, it's the action phase. It's the phase of really, really great ideas coming into reality. And you are the ones that have to do it. We collectively have to do it. The New Beginnings card came after that, just to confirm all the insights that were coming through. The 11 energy is highly demanding. It's both psychic, it's a master number. It says get out there confidently and create, really create your best work. And while you're doing it, please inspire others. Please give direction. Please honor the process. This is not to say that it's all a bed of roses, because we do understand that energetically the earth is going through major shifts. It has been for years. We've got a matched energy in 2021 to what we were in 2012, which is the era of chaos. So if you are adapting to chaos, how it feels is that you perhaps don't feel very grounded, and especially in June, those 11s will make you feel like you're flying off your feet, not on your feet. It's a little bit like people have shifted from one space to the next. Some people may have gone from one place to another almost overnight, like something happens and you've suddenly shifted into a new space. And this is a good energy. Don't be afraid of it, because the energy of that 11 says you can either do fear or faith. The 11 can become the 2, in which there's a lot of good qualities, but the 2 can be somewhat underpowered in this expression of what we have in June. And the calling is really just to keep going on faith, keep on indoctrinating your system, your cells, with the message of faith rather than fear. There's a lot of interesting things going around in the universe in terms of changes, shifts, and we can pay attention to all of those things and give it too much attention, or we can bring back to our centeredness faith rather than fear. The other thing that is on the cards, or perhaps an energy which I kept seeing in my news feeds, or things that I actually watch generally, is this energy of the volcanic activity. Within the Earth's core, there is a shifting going on. So if you're feeling uneasy, if you're feeling like that fire disturbance that we had through April and the craziness that emerged after that in May, and something else is shifting now. It's the phase of ash, where deep within the earth, something else is brewing. It's like for a while now, there's going to be a pressure cooker type feeling that is going to be upon us or with us. We are feeling the pressure from within the earth. We are feeling the pressure from the energy around us to kind of accelerate or evolve in an upward fashion. Remember, you don't look down in the month of June. You look forward and you look up, because that is your growth trajectory. You're no longer as much trying to put one foot in front of the other, very cautiously and very steadily and very slowly. You've already mastered that through the experience you've got. You now need to look up at the opportunities. You really need to be looking around you and not missing what's right in front of you. And not to be creating a dismal kind of picture for June, but there's still major challenges in the area of restriction and our perception that our power is being taken away from us or in some way hindered, especially if you're in the travel business or if you have an interest in traveling, or your business depends on it, or your ideas depend on it. It's not a great month to actually try and travel, but there are ways and means, and creatively you might find solutions if you're looking up, if you're looking around. So the negative and destructive aspects of the 11 can feel like control, but where we can shine is bringing forth that ability to find a creative solution or to find a creative project that you can throw yourself into that will bring abundance and help others. The historic thing is happening where governments and leaders and policymakers are actually extracting very actively, one day, 1 month, one year after the other, power from the people, so to speak. But how are you going to see this? How are you going to look at this? The challenge that the universe has for us in the 11th month is, how are you processing what is happening on a spiritual level? Are you seeing that you need to shift your mindset from fear to faith? And from there, will you see that life is happening with you? Will you see that life is happening for you and not against you? Will you also adopt this wonderful feeling within you that the universe is on my side? Let me just follow my inspiration. Let me follow the spiritual growth that I know is part of my recipe within me. There is a big Titanic that has happened to us, so to speak, in the last year, and it's not turning around. It's not changing direction. How we adapt to this is entirely up to us. And this is the month where energy and time work on your side when you're inspired and you go with the changes and you don't fear them. You may be really being pressurized, or you may be given a sudden insight that says, yes, I want you to do this. Now just step into it. The attitude must be, I'm going to do this now, and I'm going to have faith that it's going to all work out well. Good luck for June.